What is up? Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 38. We are back. The boys are buzzing. Somehow, the Blue Jays managed to get the W against the series W against the Cleveland Guardians. A hot, hot team. The best team probably in the American League Central, maybe the third best team in the AL right now. They are very, very good. And we managed to take 2 out of 3 from them. Big surprise, honestly. And we did by scoring a shitload of runs, huh? It's interesting. When you score a lot of runs, you end
You
up
win games.
win games. It's insane. It's crazy because like game one, we'll get right into it right away, right from the get go. It was just terrible. It was a terrible game. No runs. Nobody's hitting anything, and that's what happens. Is this team so inconsistent and just continues to continues to have these games where they are not good. And on that game, we had who was pitching that game? Was it Gosman? Yeah, Gosman. Gosman went
hmm
5 1/3, I think, 5 2/3, something like that, and 3 earned runs. And he came out with a quote that was really interesting and kind of tells the whole story. Basically saying, if we don't pitch perfectly, it's pretty
Lose the
much
game. You're gonna lose the game.
yeah, like we have to pitch perfectly. And it's true though. Like they do. The pitchers have an incredible amount of pressure on them, and it's just the way it goes sometimes for them. It's too bad, but yeah, they have not been good. They have not been good when it comes to that, especially with Gosman though, because Gosman always has a struggle getting run support for whatever reason from the team. But yeah, did you watch the game one? What was it?
Yeah, on Friday. Yeah, I watched a little bit. Um, yeah, it was just disappointing, right? Because three hits is not gonna win you any games, right?
Yeah.
In any situation, there's a rare. I think I saw. This was a while back, but apparently a team got no hit and they still won the game. It was like the Athletics. They were playing the White Sox or something. It was a while ago, and they didn't get one hit, but they won the game in extra innings.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, the three. This is not then that performances like that are not going to win you games. That won't happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Getting carved up by Logan Allen, who was a 5.5 ERA, is also embarrassing. He's given up the most home runs in the entire MLB. Uh,
really,
yeah,
wow.
he's not good. He doesn't have insane stuff. He's just location, trickery, that sort of thing. And
Mhm.
obviously Davis Schneider and Ernie Clement came in clutch, and those are the guys that have been awesome for this team as usual, the Buffalo guys, and you have to give it up to them because they've just been awesome. Like especially Davis Schneider, RBI machine, Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, and Spencer Horowitz. You know,
Yeah,
it's interesting because we're that the whole goal, like what ended up happening, they DFA'd Dan
Vogelback.
Vogelback. So I don't know
Bye
what.
bye burger bombs.
Yeah, you're right. No, bye
Do
bye.
you think he's gonna get signed by a team in the upcoming future, or is he gonna be a free agent for the rest of the year?
He might get signed. There's some team that'll need like a DH spot. Like he gets a lot of walks. Maybe the Mets will re-sign him. Saw something
No,
like
but they got JD though. JD Martinez is
you're
is
right.
taking up
Yeah,
that DH spot,
it's true. It's true.
and he's playing great.
Yeah,
On the
no,
side note,
it's a
let's
great.
go into game two here. This was a surprising outcome for me in terms of giving up runs and producing runs because this game we didn't have one of our starters. It was just a bullpen game due to Manoah being injured and and all these guys coming in. Trevor Richards, Bowden Francis, uh, taking up the most innings. No runs let up on the Guardians. They had more hits than the
Eight,
Jays, but only eight hits. But that
that's what
if you're not
matters.
giving up any runs, that's all that matters is you're not giving up the runs. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty ballsy that they got that out of their pitchers, their pitching, and didn't let the Guardians, who are one of the best teams in the league, they shut them out. So
Yeah.
I thought that was a great
Trevor
performance there.
Richards. So we had the pitchers that pitched that game were Trevor Richards, Zach Pop, Tim Mason, Nate Pearson, Yenesis Cabrera, Bowden Francis. And Bowden Francis was obviously the one that came in a very important spot, going 4 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Again, he gives up a little bit of hard contact, but he's reliable. He's been reliable. ERA is starting to come down, looking a little bit more normal. I think he's at what I have the stats right here. I'll take a quick little look. And he's got not good 6.23 ERA, but that's a lot better than what he had, like a 13 ERA before. So so yeah, like it's been a lot better. Trevor Richards been awesome for us. Been great, 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 great for us as a pitcher.
I
Um,
always thought he had gray hair, but he just dyed it, right? He just dyes his hair.
Trevor
Trevor
Richards
Richards, yeah.
he says gray hair. Wait, where did you hear that?
Really?
Why did
No,
you
it's just because
dye it?
when I see him when I'm watching the game, it looks like he has gray hair like under his hat.
It does.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't the guy like in his 20s?
He's what is he, 29, maybe 30? He's 31.
Oh,
Hey man, sometimes it happens.
that's not a good look, dude.
The
I mean,
silver
as long as you're pitching
is
well.
electric, bro. I think the silver fox is electric. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh, I don't know. You have gray hair in your early 30s. It's
Dude, he can't even control it. Like, how is he supposed to control that? Like,
I
that's
say just shave it off.
shave it off or dye
Yeah.
it. I mean, that would be the other option. But like, no, I wouldn't shave it off. Like, it's still gonna look gray. Like, you're still gonna see gray hair. I think he looks great. The silver fox. He looks like the guy from what's the show? Mad Men, like the guy with the white hair in Mad Men. You know what I'm
Never
talking
seen Mad Men.
about? Or
Never
the
seen it.
guy who plays Tony Stark's dad in the Howard Stark.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like he's got
Yeah, but Howard Stark's supposed to be older though.
yes,
When
but
he's
in
younger,
real
he
life,
has the brown hair.
I fuck with the white hair. His
All
nickname
right.
the Silver Fox, bro. He's the goat. You can't. The dude is great. Trevor,
Okay.
yeah, that's my hot take right there.
All
Uh,
right.
anyway, yeah, game 2, great pitching, timely hitting, which is a very important thing with this team because sometimes they don't have the most timely hitting. But in that game, we had Spencer Horowitz getting an RBI, George Springer with an RBI, Addison Barger with an RBI, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with an RBI. I'm trying to think of who else got an RBI. It says only there must have been an error or something like that was charged because it's not showing up here. But yeah, well, we take those. We take those anyway. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa right now, second highest WAR on the Blue Jays, next to Dalton Varsho. So
Hmm.
the top G, uh, fucking Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah, he's playing great, dude. This is a great signing.
Yeah, it
I
was.
gotta admit, I didn't like it.
I know you didn't like it,
I
but
didn't like it at the beginning, but now I'm starting to like it a lot.
yeah, no, you can't say enough about him. He's been great. Yeah, and I thought like that was another game. Vladdy finally kind of came through and was not struggling as much because like he had been on like a 0 for like 14, something like that, 0 for 13 after the Brewers series, and then he played a game, and then his first game in Cleveland, he didn't score a run, but this time he finally got a hit, and then in game 3 he got like 3 hits and a walk or something like that, went 3 for 4. So yeah, and yeah, no, great game overall. Way to split the series, not finally lose it, which is always a big fear with this team. But I couldn't say enough. It was a great, 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 great game.
Yeah,
And next game even better, I would say, in terms of scoring runs. Talk about game 3. Thoughts? Let's hear it. You go, Ryan.
great game. I think it
Explain.
was a great game. Fifth inning was fucking electric.
Yeah,
That was awesome. Vladdy with the longest single I have ever seen.
400.
Hit it off the center back wall and stays on first, which was I was yelling at the screen because I wanted them to score,
Yeah,
but eventually Varsho hits the grand slam, so it kind of paid off a bit, uh, even itself out. But yeah, he's gotta do better, or the other base runners actually have to do better,
that's
right? It's not really Vladdy's fault, right? It's more the other guys trying to get at home, but yeah, I thought it was a great game. The ending was a little scary. I have to admit. That was the ninth. The top of the ninth was not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Another heart attack finish, but I mean, we'll take that win. Take the series win
Sucks
against
for
this team.
Garcia though. Like that he's injured, like our best pitcher ends up getting.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
But we've had some really good pitchers on this team so far. Like Chad Green has been awesome. Jimmy's been good. Trev's been good. Can't say enough about those guys, and hopefully though that continues. The Genesis Cabrera's been a bit better. Nate Pearson's been a bit better. He's been okay. He came in and shut down the game. I was worried though at the end. I was like, "Fuck! Don't fucking blow this game, bro. Do not
Right.
this fucking game." And I totally thought they were, and then managed to get through it. We managed to get
Yeah, yeah. All Pearson needed to do was get the out, and he did. So that's good.
yeah line.
Brios has kind of been slowing down a bit in terms of his outings. Like he allowed 4 runs on 8 hits in 6 innings and only 1 strikeout. He's kind of slowing down a bit.
Yeah, like again, he went last game against Milwaukee, he went 5 and 2/3, 3 earned runs, and then the outing before he went 6 innings, 2 earned runs against Baltimore. Great job. Yeah, I'm not too worried. Like he almost got out of the sixth inning with only 2 earned runs, and then he gave up that 2 run bomb to who was it, Brian Rocchio or something like that. I'm not, no, it's not, it wasn't him. It was some other guy. It was some like new guy that hit an opposite field 2 run home run. So
No, it was Rokio,
was
or
it?
is it was it Sheeman,
I think
Schneeman,
it was that guy. Yeah,
Daniel Schneeman.
yeah, that's who it was. So
But like I'm looking at the stats right now. Everyone basically contributed.
yeah,
It's looking like that. Yeah, everyone had a hit except Schneider. Springer got a run, so I'll allow him on that. Kirk had a walk. At least everyone did something this game, which is good to see.
Snyder had 2 walks too. So that outing.
Yeah, everyone's contributing in some way, which is nice to see because usually there's always one or two guys who just flat out do nothing every game. So
Yeah. Well, so we've got all those new guys in there. We got Ernie, we got Addison Barger, we've got Spencer, we've got Davis Schneider. Keep those guys in the lineup. Bo's out with a bit of a calf. I don't know what injury it was. It was something like calf injury or something. And
mhm,
so, but he's out for maybe a little bit. Keep those guys
okay,
struggling a lot, that Bo guy. So just keep those guys in and continue to be solid.
right.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I was happy, very happy when that series went. And keep.
I predicted a sweep. I thought it was going to be completely opposite of what happened.
Oh, I did not think that
And
after game one. I was like, yeah, no, it's insane.
okay. All right, let's go into this is a big series coming up for the Jays.
Oh,
They're playing the team that's right behind them in standings wise,
no, ahead of
wild card standings. They're ahead. Yeah, we're behind them. The old Boston Red Sox, very surprising team heading into this year. Who teams did not players and teams did not expect them to be in this position. We thought the Red Sox were going to be not terrible, but not as good as they came out to be.
I think they're slightly outperforming what people expected of them.
Slightly.
I think they're.
I think it's much more. I think they're much more
I think
outperforming
they
than what
were
they
going to
thought they
be
would.
the exact same as they were last year. Last year they were like they were 78 and 84 last year.
Okay.
I think they would have. I think my guess would have been they would have been the same this year, and I think they still will be. I think they still will be. Like they're going to start
Okay.
a little bit at the end
Slowing down.
here because their pitchers are outperforming like crazy. Tanner Hoyk, Cutter Crawford, Nick Pavetta, Brian Bale. Brian Bale has not been good. And there's a couple guys like Garrett Whitlock is on the 60-day IL. And yeah, so I don't think, yeah, like I think those guys are going to slow down, especially Tanner Hoyk. But yeah, that's my
Okay. I mean, I just saw yesterday they had 9 steals in one game, franchise record, which is pretty insane. So the boys in blue are gonna have to prepare for that
You're right. Yeah, no,
because they got some fast players in that team, man.
yeah.
What's
No.
his name? Jaron Duran. That's kind of
Jaren Duran,
he's the main issue.
awesome for that team. He has been very, very good. He is a 3.8 WAR right now. He's hitting what is
Mm-hmm.
uh
278. He's in 278. He's got 31 RBIs. These top three guys I've never heard of. Connor Wong, Rob Refsnyder, and David Hamilton. These guys have the best batting averages on the team, but they're not getting as many plate appearances as the other guys. Like Devers is hitting 283. He's been consistently good the past few years.
yeah, 13 home.
That's for sure. Tyler O'Neill is playing good. Yoshida's kind of fallen off the face of the earth a bit for this team after his good season last year.
He's not, yeah, Yoshida is not good. David Hamilton, I don't know who the fuck this guy
Yeah,
is.
I was just looking at the highest batting averages and his name popped up, so that was weird. But
I've never,
what are your predictions for this series coming up? This is a big series for the team,
uh,
for standings wise.
that's a good question.
We
Got a
have.
really good
I'm just
bullpen.
looking at our matchups for
Another thing.
pitching.
They've
The
got
Jays, they have Kikuchi. We have Kikuchi today, Bassett tomorrow, and Gosman on Wednesday.
the Blue Jays or Gosman is really good against the Red Sox. Coochie, I'm not really sure what his stats are against the Red Sox.
Okay.
I can take a look right now, but I was just gonna say, like, oh, I don't know, man. It's so hard. So hard. Like, maybe,
I'll start off first.
maybe,
You can decide. I think we'll go 2-1. I think one of the games. I think it might be the series like the Guardians where we lose the first game and then we come back strong and win the next two. And the Jays are coming off a big series win against the Guardians, right? They have confidence. I literally said this. A couple weeks ago about the Jays, and they played like shit. So don't listen to my predictions wholeheartedly. But I think they'll do okay. I think they'll get 2 wins at home. This will be a positive series for the boys. I think the pitching won't be the pitching. It'll be a pitching battle between both teams. I think it'll be low scoring as always with this team, but I think the Jays will get 2 out of this.
all right.
2 wins out of this series.
Uh, I was going to say, I'm gonna say, let me think. I'll think it'll, I think they go 2-1. 2-1. I think they're gonna continue this little nice streak. They've got some more good players in the lineup. They've got some good pitchers. Brian Bayo, he's okay. He's struggling a bit. Hopefully we can continue to keep him struggling and have a good series. Make him not do well and hit all of his shit. Nick Pavetta's not really good against the Jays. Tanner Hoyk, I don't know. Last few years the Jays have been really good against the Red Sox. Last year it was wild.
Yeah.
They lost they got swept the 2 first series they faced the Red Sox, and then they swept the Red Sox the next 2 series. And they only but the year
That's
before
crazy.
2022. If you look at the record, I can take a look right now. The Jays record against their stats. Let's take a look here. In 2022, they were terrible against the Jays. So
Yeah, that one game where they scored was it 25 runs or something?
so take a
The
guess.
inside the park grand slam.
So 2022, the Jays and Red Sox faced off each other 19 times.
Oh my God.
Games, the Red Sox went 3-16.
Jesus. That's not going to happen anymore with this schedule. Playing your division 19 times. I think what's the most you can play one team in your division? Is it like 9 or 10?
I think 13.
Okay. But yeah, 19 times in a season is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy amount of games against one team. That's like the Leafs playing the Bruins 7, 8 times.
Yeah, I kind of like that though because it creates rivalries, man. Like that's what's kind of fun about it. And
Right.
you face them off a lot of times, and you just get to know them, and like eventually you get so good at like it just becomes like an outsmarting type of game because you know so much about the team, you know how to face them, and it's just whoever is better, and that's kind of the whole thing. Like especially like I remember like the Yankees, like there's so many different series like where we won and then they won in 2022. Same with the Orioles. I think we went like 10-9 against the Orioles in 2022. We were really good
Mm.
against them. And yeah, but it was yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited though. I'm excited for the series.
How
Face
many? I mean, we only played 2 series against them, right? This one and another one later on.
at home, and then we face them two more times. Wait,
Okay.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's what you
Red
said.
Sox?
Yeah.
Yeah, we face them. We will face them three more times after this series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we both say 2-1 for this upcoming series.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. All right, let's actually do some little NHL talk. We just finished off that the Oilers just came off a massive win 2 days ago against the Panthers. A little breakdown: 8-1 victory. Pretty insane. They had to pull Bobrovsky, which is pretty wild to me.
Yeah.
After it was like 5 goals on 17 shots or something, like it was crazy. They had to pull him. But I'm just thinking, like, you know what? This is just fuel to the fire for the team. Like, though Edmonton had to win that game, had to win that game. If they lost, it would
If
have
they
been.
lost,
If
they
they
would have.
lost, obviously. But I'm just saying, if they
Yeah.
lost, it would have been embarrassing, right? Getting
No, you're
swept,
right. It would have.
getting swept in the final is not a good feeling. So, I'm glad the boys kind of smarten up a bit. Connor McDavid now holds the record for most assists in a single postseason. I think he has 32 assists. I think
In
that
single
that's I think
postseason.
that's a
That's the
hundred
record.
and yeah, that's the record. 32 assists in one postseason single
Wow.
season. Yeah, crazy. And he now has I think over 180 assists if you include the regular season, which is pretty wild. I think he needs 9 more points in 3 games to beat Gretzky's record of most points in a postseason, which is crazy. If he breaks that record, he probably won't due to the fact that there's only 3 possible games left to play, and I don't think it's going to take 3 games to play this series. But the it was a good fight from the Oilers after that. After the first 3 games that were kind of sloppy. I think that Florida is probably going to smarten up after that loss and beat them at home. That's just my predictions
All right.
because Bobrovsky had a tough game and he's going to be. I don't want to screw this up again. He wants to win,
Yeah.
and I think Paul Maurice said something after the game. He said, "Yeah, the pulling him was just more rest for Game 5, no issue." Basically saying that pulling him was not that big of an issue, not that big of a problem. So I think that's a great mindset going into the next game, and I think Florida will probably finish it off. I hope Edmonton wins though, because I want this series to keep going. I was hoping
Oh
they
yeah.
wouldn't get swept.
Yeah. No, that would have been terrible, but no, they came out and were great. They ended up being really good. So, we'll see. Yeah. No, I'm curious to know how this series continues and how it pans out.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, that I think it's so tough, but I want them to win. I want the Edmonton Oilers to win. So, for that I'll say they win game 5.
Game 5, I think it'll be if they do win, it's going to be like an overtime or like a 1 goal game. It's going to be really tight.
Oh, it's not gonna be like last night's game.
No, no,
Or,
it's going to be
yeah,
it's
or
going to be very different.
the other
It's going to be
night,
very different.
Saturday's night's game. That's not today, is it?
No, it's tomorrow,
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
But the NBA finals is tonight. I think Boston will probably win that too.
They probably will.
Even though we don't cover the NBA here, but that's another series that Boston has on the ropes. they have Dallas on the ropes, and that'll probably end tonight. But let's move on to our top five segments here. We got a non-sports related top five this week. I think we've only done sports related once since we started this
Yeah.
segment. This one's a fun one. Everyone can get involved in this because everyone loves music. If you don't like music, you're living under a rock.
Yeah.
You're living under a rock. So we're just gonna go with top five musical artists. This could be bands, solos, mini groups, any time, dead or alive, your favorites.
Yeah.
Ryan, you can start it off here.
You want me to go? No, I want you to go first. I want you to go
You want
first.
me to go? Okay. All right, I'm gonna start with my honorable mention. I have two. I'm
Okay.
kind of cheating, but I have two because it's so hard to pick because there's so many good artists and bands. But first off, I have Drake. This is my only rapper on the list. It's because like I'm the biggest Drake fan, so I have to include him. It was I
Wow.
couldn't.
Put him on an honorable mention though. I thought you would totally put him on.
No, it's I really
I
like the
respect that.
music, but
I
like I
respect
can't.
that.
I have to put him in because he's
Unbiased.
my favorite like new artist, like rapper art new artist. So I'll put him at the honorable mention. And right with him, I have Led Zeppelin. I have basically every single one of their what I have Led Zeppelin 1 to 4. I have Physical Graffiti. I have Houses of the Holy. I have all of their records on vinyl. So I have to include them. Just one of the most inspirational rock bands of the 60s, late 60s, 70s. Just
Yes.
incredible. And number five, this is kind of low. I think you'll probably have them higher, but I have the Beatles at number five. I like I love the music. I'm not as big of a fan as others are. But I think the inspiration and they were basically the most famous people of the 60s and 70s, and they were people would faint in front of them. Like that's how popular they were. So I have to include them, but not just because their popularity, but their music is incredible. So I have to include them at number five. And number four, this is my only solo artist on the list apart from Drake. I have Michael Jackson at number four. I think just that guy probably is the most famous. If that guy had social media, if he was like the music when he made music, if he made it in this era, like social media was at its peak, this guy, oh my God, this guy would be like 10 times as popular as Drake or Taylor Swift or The Weeknd, like any of these top artists. Like this guy would be, this when I think of aura, I think Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That guy, he had people from the bleachers passing out at his concerts. That's how crazy this guy was just by doing a little move. I think he moved his feet.
Stand there for like 5 minutes and people would just continue to scream. Like he's a god almost. Like he was a god.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he's a
crazy.
god to the fans. Like it's incredible how much inspiration and not to mention his like popularity, but the music like Thriller is every single song on that album is you know I know every single lyric to that album. Like that's how this is the most
Actually,
popular
great.
album ever sold. I think you know it's ridiculous. So I have him at four.
And then
At number
yeah, no, I
what's
was just
that?
gonna say, and then he just came out with another banger album after that, Bad, which is also so.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. At number three, I got Metallica. I think they're still doing it right now. They're still on tour. That's another band I have to see in concert before they stop touring. Just incredible, incredible music. I have basically every one of their albums on vinyl too. Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, the Black Album. I forgot what the first one's called. I think it's called Let 'Em Die or something. I can't remember. Sorry, Metallica fans, but it's all of their music is fantastic. Oh, I forgot. And Justice for All. That's probably my favorite Metallica album. And Justice for All is fantastic. So I'm gonna go with them at three. Probably my favorite metal band. Like I could put Black Sabbath on here too. Like they're right beside Metallica, but it's just so hard. It's so hard to pick. At number two, I'm gonna go with a Canadian band here. I think I had to include them. I'm gonna go with Rush. I think Rush, Geddy Lee, Neil Peart, Alex Lifeson, like probably my favorite, definitely my favorite Canadian band. Right there is the Hip, obviously, but I think Moving Pictures, Permanent Waves, um, just fantastic albums. 2112, just amazing music. YYZ, Red Barchetta, just incredible. Like the synthesizers of music, like they created rock and added this like techno aspect to it. It just made it so good.
Yeah.
Um, it has to be included in my top five, 100%. And then at number one, the bet probably I've seen the singer live in concert. Probably the one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life. Probably will be the best concert I've ever seen. It's Pink Floyd. Just banger, like the albums in the 70s. Like, it's unmatched. Dark Side of the Moon's the best album ever made. Wish You Were Here, The Wall, Animals. You can't go wrong. Metal, just Division Bell, like you can't go wrong. And if you're able to, even if you're not a big Pink Floyd fan, you have to see Roger Waters in concert. He is one of the guy is like 80 years old now, but he's still one of the best performers ever.
Yeah.
Like the guy knows how to entertain a crowd. So I have Pink Floyd at number one. That is my list.
All right. All right. So great list. I think that's a great list.
Yeah, it
I
was so hard. It was so hard to pick. Like
so I
I
have
left
I
out
have
so
a
many
few
good
honorable
ones.
mentions. I just have to reference them and mention them because they are so so good and they
Hmm.
have an influence on the music industry, the history of music, the creation of new music and new waves of and forms of music. These everyone on this list, I think, and I think maybe they're not. Maybe I kind of went a different route than you. I did still choose some of my favorite personal favorites, but I tried going the route of like how they influenced the music genre and how they just expanded it and made it so much more. So my first four honorable mentions, I'm gonna go.
Four? The
Yeah,
fuck? Oh my!
I know it's a lot.
You're double cheating,
You
dude.
don't have to, yeah, you don't have to include these ones. I just want to mention them because I do love them, and but they mean nothing. They mean nothing on this list. They're not on the list for a reason. It's not like they're on my list. But Bruce Springsteen, absolute legend of the game, writes, creates, and produces all of his music.
Mhm.
So many incredible songs. The Boss, and one of the greatest performers of all time. He's
Mhm.
still doing concerts to this day. I love him. I think he's great. Prince. Prince is an absolute
Mhm.
legend. Maybe one of the greatest songs of all time, Purple Rain. Like I could listen to that song.
Greatest albums of all time. Purple Rain's
Greatest album,
fantastic.
yeah, but that song is something else. It is
Mhm.
just incredible.
One of the
Um,
best guitarists of all time too.
Greatest
That guy could play the
guitarist of
guitar, man.
you got if you I'll do you guys a favor. Look up While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Prince, and watch his solo. It's one of the greatest things ever. It's a love letter to music. Um, and then Kendrick Lamar, another honorable mention. Some incredible albums to Pimp a Butterfly. Is that that?
I didn't know you were a big Kendrick Lamar guy.
I think he's brilliant. Yeah, no. Um,
I
and
didn't like yeah, okay.
yeah, he's and what was the other one? DNA or no? Not the what's the album? Damn, yeah, that's another great album. And then his most recent album,
Good Kid Mad City,
yeah. Um,
Section 88.
Great music, great storytelling in his music as well, and I'm sure he's a great performer in concert. And then finally, honorable mention the Beach Boys. Got to mention them.
Mhm.
One of the greatest American rock bands of all time. Pet Sounds is maybe one of the greatest albums of all time as well. Brian Wilson is just a brilliant genius. I love the Beach Boys harmonizing. The voices of all five of them are some of the best. All right.
Okay, if you had to pick one of those,
If I had to pick one of those, oh, the Beach Boys.
yeah, one of the four. Beach Boys? Okay.
Beach Boys, yeah.
Okay.
Easily. Okay, number five. I have the legend. He's a doctor, actually. Dr. Dre. Um, he
Dude,
came,
you're picking rappers? I didn't know you were like,
dude.
wow, okay.
Dr. Dre is one of the most influential rappers of
He
all.
is. There he is. I wouldn't say rapper, I'd say producer.
Producer, but he does rap. He does rap, and in NWA, he's got some insane songs that he's produced and written. Actually, and Ice Cube has helped out with that too. And then also, if you've ever listened to The Chronic, is another incredible
Hmm.
album. It's collaborations with Snoop Dogg, and even Eminem at times. And then with Ice Cube, Eazy-E. The Chronic is an incredible album, as well as 2001. 2001 is one
Hmm.
best albums of all time, rap albums, if you want to be more specific. But yeah, some just incredible songs helped produce uh, with Tupac Shakur. Yeah,
Hmm.
but the guy he
Good
revolutionized,
choice.
he created. He just took that leap forward with rap in terms of rap music and in the 90s and late 80s. So yeah, at number four, I got Nirvana. Nirvana
Yeah.
came with only I think four albums: Bleach,
I think
Nevermind.
only two. Only two.
No. They came out with four. There's four albums.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's In Utero and Sliver, I think it's called. It's a weird looking one. I don't want to butcher it, but Nevermind is one of the greatest albums of all time. Each song on that is so good. He's done some of the best. Kurt Cobain has done some of the best live performances as well. If you've watched the MTV Unplugged,
Hmm.
Sleep Last Night, The Man Who Sold the World, About a Girl, it's just Come As You Are. Take a look at that. It's so good. He just some of the most cool punk uh grungy rock music. I guess it would
Hmm.
be in the description of grunge rock, like with Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots, which is probably my favorite type of music is the or favorite type of rock would be the 90s.
Rage Against the Machine. Oh my
Yeah,
God, Rage Against the Machine. Holy shit.
yep, like those guys. So, and I think out of all those like 90s Seattle rock bands with Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and Temple,
Mm,
I think Nirvana is the best out of all of them.
sure.
If you just do yourself a favor, go listen to Nevermind if you've never listened to it. If
Oh, if you haven't listened to it, get off this podcast. I'm
one of the
sorry.
best, one of the best albums of all time.
One of the best album covers too.
Yeah,
Fucking
what a
crazy album cover.
number three. This one might be a little bit. You might be surprised. It goes. They're very different. From number four to number three. But I
Okay.
got Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. First of all, album creations, collaborations he's done with, and maybe the greatest voice of all time. He sings with so much energy and aura and just so much soul. I guess is one of the words is the best
Hmm.
to describe it. And his songs are just banger after banger too. It's like you just continue to love listening to him. He revolutionized pop in the 70s and just continued throughout the 80s, making song after song, producing his music and writing his music as well, collaborating with Quincy Jones. uh, he just continued, and again for the world of African Americans and Black people, he helped, uh, what's the word, helped continue them to be a part of the music industry and
Hmm.
make them, yeah, I guess more important in that perspective. So there you go, Stevie Wonder number three. Also, he's blind too, which is another thing, just wild how he's like so talented and can play the piano.
Right.
uh,
Right.
Number two, you said it already, MJ, Michael Jackson, some of the most insane aura, some of the most insane performances, dance moves, the glove, so infamous, so famous. He's so popular that they have people dressing up and doing plastic surgery so they can look like him and performing in all these Dominican Republic and Mexico little stages. I'm sure one of you have at least seen Michael Jackson impersonator on your vacation before. If you haven't, I'm sorry. You have to. Um, yeah, Michael Jackson, absolute legend. Bad is such a great album. I remember going through a little Michael Jackson phase. It's just so like such fun music. Again, Quincy Jones collaborated and helped produce one of the greatest albums of all time, Thriller. The King of Pop. He's the King of Pop for a reason. And
Hmm.
at number one, the most
I
influential
already know. I already know your
band
answer.
for me, the most influential band probably to so many people, um, developed the genre of progressive rock, classic rock, alternative rock, so many different genres within their music, their phases, their development as a band and as a crew. The Beatles, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. Mainly those top three right there, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, and Ringo and John Lennon were geniuses, literal geniuses, like Mozart. Um, yeah, I can't say enough about those guys. Like those guys, some of the greatest albums of all time. There isn't one album that is bad. I don't think. I like the White Album, Abbey Road, maybe one of the greatest albums of all time. Get Back, or no, sorry, Let It Be. Um, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club's Band, Magical Mystery Tour, Revolver, For Sale, Rubber Soul, man, Rubber Soul, so good. A Hard Day's Night, like so good. I can't say enough about them. And then they
Hmm.
can be awesome throughout their rest of their career as well. If they weren't even a part of the Beatles and just had their career from 1970 onward, I think they're still some of the greatest rock artists of all time.
Hmm. In my opinion, I think Paul McCartney, his best song is "Wonderful Christmas Time." That's definitely his best work, in my opinion.
Really? Are you
Oh,
serious?
100%. No,
No,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just
yeah,
joking. I
okay.
do like the song though. I do love the song. People hate on the song.
People hate
People
that.
hate on that song. So I love it. I love that song. It's a perfect song for the Christmas mood, and I hope it's Christmas soon because I'm not a yeah. Wonderful Christmas time.
Yeah,
Everyone hates that song. I don't know why, but it's fucking awesome.
he's got a lot of great songs, especially in the '70s. Man on the Run, Jet,
Yeah,
maybe
with his it was Wings, right? That was his band after.
Paul McCartney and the Wings. Yep. But yeah, thoughts on my list. What do you think?
Good, good
Yeah.
list. I don't know who's gonna win though. Personally, I'm picking mine because I think it's gonna be funny. Even though you picked Beach Boys over Kendrick Lamar, I'm gonna put Kendrick Lamar as the honorable mention, and mine is Drake,
Okay.
just so we can have that because you know how they have the rivalry now
Yeah.
and their beef. So I think it'd be funny just to put that in.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, they're both amazing lists. Like it's hard. It would be hard to choose either one.
I was gonna put Taylor Swift in there too to piss you off, but I don't
Oh
think.
my god.
Also, we didn't have any women on our list. Like, if let's hear like some of
Okay.
your female artists.
Whitney Houston, 100%. I think I'm trying to think here.
I would have Janis Joplin is one of the. I don't know if you've listened to.
Honestly, I don't know much music from her.
Yeah, she has an incredible voice. She's part of that Laurel Canyon like Southern rock in the early '60s with where they were doing all drugs like with Jimi Hendrix, um, Mamas
Right.
and the Papas, uh,
This doesn't really count.
Springfield,
This doesn't really count, but
Birds.
I was gonna say ABBA, but it's kind of like half and half. Adele, incredible artist,
So
incredible voice.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Beyonce. Beyonce
yep.
is
That Beyonce. Trying to think. I'm trying.
Rihanna.
Yeah, but I think if I were to put one, I would definitely put Adele
I might put
because
Rihanna
all of her albums are
there.
bangers.
I'd probably put
Rihanna, yeah, Rihanna's up there too. Her Super Bowl performance, everyone hated on it, but it was fucking amazing because they were all bangers. And she could have put way more in. She could have put way more songs, but it was all
and
bangers.
finally the Spice Girls. Spice Girls are absolute
Ah, yeah. I don't know. I
British.
don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the documentary David Beckham?
Yeah.
And you see how she was trying to play off that
We
she
were
wasn't
middle
rich.
class. We were middle class.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're not middle class at all.
Don't lie. Tell the truth. Be honest.
David Beckham is like low class. That guy basically had no
Most
money.
of those people were though, bro. I feel like at the time, like a lot of the other than fucking Victoria Beckham, she came from wealth.
Right.
She had a pool and everything. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's who I'd probably say Rihanna.
Okay.
Rihanna or Beyonce. They're pretty. I've listened to their
Right.
side, like outside of just like being in the car.
What about Nicki Minaj, bro? Nicki Minaj has some bangers, dude.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Best female rapper of all time.
She's pretty good on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies. In
Monster, 100%.
yeah,
100%. That's literally on my vinyl stand right now.
yeah,
I
that
was
song.
I was this close to putting Kanye,
So is
but
that.
I know because of the political and all the shit that he likes to say, I wouldn't get that many votes. But if just based off straight music, and he's up there with Dr. Dre in most influential producers, rap figures of all time, in my opinion. Like
Same with
he inspired Juice World, Travis Scott, a lot of the new artists today is based off Kanye. Like Kid Cudi, another rapper and psychedelic rap. He's kind of that main figure, right? So
other main figure of that time is like Lil Wayne, who's another
yeah,
big,
yeah. That's how Drake and Nicki Minaj are big artists, right? Lil
very,
Wayne.
very underrated. Very, very underrated. I would say with Lil Wayne. He does have great songs, but he's another guy.
The Carter 3, one of the best rap albums ever.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Carter 3 is a phenomenal album.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you have to add, my friend?
No,
No?
not really. Yes, Euros. I know it's your favorite sport of all time. Here we go. Yeah. But my boys, they got clapped by Spain on Saturday, which was not fun. Not fun to watch, but I just wanted to show off my Croatian jersey here. Davor Šuker, one of the best strikers to ever do it. Just had to show that off. As you can see, Ryan's on his phone because he does not give a shit.
I was
But
gonna say though, Joey Votto is actually starting to play games right now. So he was in a game.
really, he's playing AAA?
No, Florida League Complex, and then he'll move up if he's doing good, and then yeah,
I don't think he's going to play a game in the MLB though. He'll stay in AAA until like someone gets injured. But
we'll see.
that would be fun to see Votto on the team. That'd be interesting. It would be great. He'd be a great influence on the younger guys, which is what the Jays need. So that'd be nice to see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good way to end the podcast there.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and have a good one. Thank you. And yeah, see you.